Alright, here I am. Here I am trying to start this live stream. I was using the new live stream format with YouTube, and I'm not sure if it works. F for Dan. Oh dear. What happened? What the heck? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say that this new live streaming format does not work. I think I can confirm that now. Upon refreshing the page, yep, this format does not work. Thanks, YouTube! It's the last time I'm gonna try something fucking new on you. Now it's getting hot. That's why I always have to take my jacket off during my videos. Yes, thanks, YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. You ruined my stream that I spent all that time setting up. Should I refresh it again? Is it like just permanently ruined? I can try to refresh it again. No, I guess it's just permanently ruined. Sweet! Alrighty. Well, thanks, YouTube. I gotta do all this shit again. This is fucking ridiculous. Why did I ever let myself be born? Nope, that's not it. Shitty ass format. God. Ridiculous. I hate YouTube. If there was another video format, I would have switched long ago. But there isn't. This is why babies die. It's because of YouTube. Now I gotta go all the way over here again. And because Twitter also sucks, I need to right click. Alright. Alright, now is it working? Yeah, now it is working. Cool. And it only took 3 extra minutes while I'm streaming to fix the stream. Thanks, YouTube. Alright, how's everybody doing? Oh yeah, everything's fine now. Now. I don't know. I was using the new streaming studio thing that YouTube is trying to push, and it's not very good, as it turns out, because it like deleted all my all the stuff that I had the videos saved as. Immediately when I started streaming, it was just all gone. So thanks, YouTube. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Yes. It is nighttime, and I have finished my dinner. What's the poster on my door? That's X-Men Days of Future Past. It's a good poster. It's like Sentinel with beams about to shoot the ever-loving shit out of the X-Men. It's great. I don't know what half of these messages are. Was your dinner tasty? Yes, it actually was. You know, it's one of the very rare times that my parents actually cook. Well, my mom actually cooks. And the only reason why she was really doing that, though, is because my grandmom's over. So, you know, fancy dinners! Yay! I had turkey and mashed potatoes. All good stuff. Anyway. Man, I had so many things I wanted to talk about, and then the stream started and YouTube fucked me over, so I went into a completely different mental pathway, different mental panic, and now I can't remember what I was going to talk about when I started this stream. Thanks, YouTube. Any good fantasy comics or web comics you would recommend? No. No, I don't know. I mean, fantasy comics, I guess I've read a few, but I haven't really been blown away by any of them. Chaos Blood and Stone was pretty good, but, you know. And, webcomics, I've seen a few webcomics that I like. I forget the names of most of them. So it's kind of rough to give suggestions on webcomics when I can't even remember their names, which I guess says a lot in of itself if I can't even remember the name of it. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I like this. And then never saw it again, I guess. Webcomics are difficult because they only upload one page at a time. It's difficult. You know. I watched Keijo because of you. The first episode was hilarious. Yeah, Keijo is funny. And it gets more and more ridiculous as you go along. So it just gets even more funnier. Heard of webtoons? Of course. Yes. Oh, update. I posted this in a comment, I think. But, or maybe it was just the description of the video. I made that whole video about how Tapastic has all this softcore porn. And I said in the video, like, I guess, you know, webtoons might have that problem as well, because they're even bigger than Tapastic. And I'm sure there are people uploading the same things. And I checked out webtoons. They have the same, for the most part, the same exact policy as Tapastic does. But they do not have a problem with yaoi softcore porn. So it's just Tapastic. They are uniquely for softcore porn, and they just... But yeah, so... I guess that's just a Tapastic thing. Oh, thanks for the $5 donation, Tyler. Was going to recommend my guy Curtis Englewood when that comes out. I think I did back to that. And everyone, do you think Klaus won the Oscar? I mean, I think Klaus deserves the Oscar. I don't know if that means they'll win it, but I don't know who's voting or what kind of mindsets they have. The most efficient way of reading a webcomic is to allow it to amass some material first, then read it all only then. And when you read it all, allow it to amass again. Yeah, exactly. That's why I forget the names of like all these I forget they even exist because I'm just waiting for them to have material. I don't know. I think the one that I read recently, I think it was by Sarah Anderson. She does the Sarah Scribbles, I think. And she has this other webcomic on the side about like a werewolf and a vampire who fall in love, but it's not like Twilight. Instead, it's just very jokey. it's like morning, they just slept together, and he opens up the drapes and she starts burning. He's like, sorry. It's gotta pull it back. It's funny. But yeah, it's only one page every now and then, so it's not a lot of material. Oh, thank you for the $1.99 donation. Did you back Cash Grab yet? I did not. Hate getting caught up with a webcomic then having to wait. Don't we all? Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of webcomics. I don't like the different formatting that they go through. Especially how they lay out the pages to be a webcomic and to have that extra scroll technique. Oh, I hate that. I like seeing everything at once, but because they know that you read webcomics by scrolling, they do this new formatting with the art so that you only see one panel at a time, and then a bunch of blank space, and then one panel with not even any art, just one word balloon, and then a bunch of blank space. I hate that. It's the worst thing ever. Stop doing that. I want to see everything at once and then have like a mental idea of the tone and shit. I can't read webcomics. Webcomics suck. I mean, I guess, even when the idea and the writing is good, just the formatting, the waiting for updates, there's so many bad things about it. The overdose of yaoi porn, Pardon me if you explained it before, but where did you get the idea and inspiration for Orgasm Girl? Oh, that's a good question. I was in this certain mindset. I wanted to make a story about a street level superhero who had a really stupid power but was able to kind of make it work anyway just by being smart with the power. And I was just thinking of different stupid powers that people could have, and the idea to make someone orgasm came to mind, and then I just buffed it out from there. Thank you for the $10 donation, Squiddy, giving me a little boop. That sounded wrong when I said it. And thank you for the $2 donation, Fimby. Another boop. Oh, man. Which is better, comics or manga? That is debatable. Right now, I'd probably say I've enjoyed a lot more manga than I have comics that I've picked up. But, Yeah, every now and then I'll pick up a manga too, and I'll think it'll be good, but then it's just not that great. It's a flip of the coin no matter which you pick. Just say the word orgasm won't demonetize you? Demonetize, I believe he meant. Yeah. It'll demonetize me, I think. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm pretty sure I said it in my Keijo video. The Keijo video? Totally green, totally okay. You know what video got yellowed by YouTube? It was the video when I was talking about cartoons. The video titled, Goodbye to Mature Cartoons. That got yellowed. That was the most mellow discussion, information, opinion, topic. That got yellowed. I don't know why, because it had mature in the title. You just assumed that people were fucking in the video? I don't know. So silly. I really, to draw manga and stuff, I'm trying to do some Demon Hunter series, but cannot commit right now. Squiddy, that's the problem with a lot of people, man. Life gets in the way, and sometimes comics take a lot of time, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. It's unfortunate, but, See, ironically, I thought if I was going to be working with a whole team of people, that it would actually make the comic go a lot smoother, quicker, because, you don't have to do that much work, because you can balance the work out amongst a team. But no. I was wrong. Yeah, within the time that I've been trying to finish this Orgasm Girl comic, I, by myself, came up with an idea, wrote and drew and colored an entire comic on the side. And I was planning, you know, since it's a kids-friendly comic, I was planning to put that up somewhere else under a pen name, because I don't think anyone would want to get a kids comic from someone who is writing Orgasm Girl, unfortunately. But I haven't done anything with it yet. And thank you for the $2 donation, Katie's Man. Have you heard they're making a Captain Marvel 2? Yeah, that happens. I mean, I kind of figured since Captain Marvel 1 came out, but I'm not seeing a very bright future for Marvel films from now on. I think most people are very content with how the Endgame ended it, and I think, you know, Captain Marvel didn't really wow anyone. Most people say that it was just okay, so I don't know how thrilled people will be to see Captain Marvel 2. What do you think of the Fourth Age? Don't know what the Fourth Age is. Have you heard of the New Guy meme? I made a whole video about the New Guy meme. That was great. Are we ever gonna properly see those figures in the back? You know, if this could be like an official room for these types of videos, I would have one of those setups where like I'm against a wall, or where like there's a table behind me that can actually, you know, show shit, nice shit. This is the best I got so far. I mean, theoretically, maybe I could bring a table, push it all the way back there, and film back there. But, that just seems like a hassle. Nobody wants to do that. It'd just be a pain in the butt to have to move everything back and forth every time I want to do a video, you know? But if I had my own house, I would set up a whole room for just making videos, and I would make it look very nice and very pretty. Captain Marvel 2. Okay. What do your parents think about your YouTube channel? They don't watch it, but, you know, they are glad that I'm making money somewhere. I should have never explained to them how I'm making money online, because now, like, every single day, Mom comes at me like, "Did you do your video yet?" As if she needs to keep me in check. I've never been out of check, but you know how those mothers are. Yeah, I should have just told her, yeah, I make money online by sitting around and doing nothing. It's this new thing. It's great. I mean, I guess I do. How would old girl recover if one of her opponents gets her in the eye? That's a very specific question. I don't know what you mean by gets her in the eye. Like, stabs her? Just punches her? How would old girl recover if she just got stabbed in her pupil? I got no webcam and a good mic. Yeah. I mean, this webcam, it's not the best, but it's definitely better than the one that I had before. This is... I wouldn't even have it if I didn't get this new laptop, and I wouldn't even get the new laptop if it wasn't for me trying to be enrolled in a specific art school that required a Mac laptop. And then guess what? The art school kicked me out, but I still have the laptop, baby. And yeah, this is a Yeti microphone. The one that every YouTuber has. It's funny, PewDiePie always makes fun of YouTubers who have the Yeti microphone. But I totally understand why every YouTuber has the Yeti microphone. It's because, like, you go to fucking... Where did I get this at? Guitar Center. I went to Guitar Center. And the guy, he hears that you want to have a microphone for recording. He immediately directs you to the Yeti microphone. Doesn't even bother with any of the other microphones. He's like, nah, this one's the best. This'll do the work. This'll do the job. You're good. So yeah, I just imagine every single person who went shopping for a microphone, that they just had that guy who just immediately pointed them to the Yeti, and they just believed that it was the best microphone. It's an okay microphone, I guess. I don't know. But originally I got it for recording music because I was a songwriter. I guess I still technically am, but I haven't written songs in a while, so yeah, Yeti got people to push its product. Exactly. They went to the Guitar Center and they're like, hey, sell my microphone. give you $5 for every one you sell. Just fucking get the Yetis out there. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, it's not great. I wouldn't say it's the best microphone. I guess it's fairly cheap compared to all the other ones. Still wouldn't say it's the best. I've yet to find a pop filter that fucking works for it. That's why people are always complaining that they hear my saliva when I talk, and that, like, they get muffled sounds every now and then. It's because I can't find a good pop filter, man. It is a shame. Anyway, so, did you would manage to be a famous singer? Do you would accept the offer or stay with comics? Probably stay with comics. Yeah. Being like a singer, that's definitely something, or being a musician or songwriter or whatever, that's definitely something that was like a teenage dream. And even then, before then, I wanted to get into animation. For the longest time, I was hyper focused. I'm going to get into animation. And then my spirit broke. And I guess I moved on to the next best things, which is comics. But yeah, I was never really chained to the songwriting career or anything. It was more so something I did for fun. Something I still do for fun, I guess. Oh, another $5 from Squiddy. Boop! Have you played any video games? If so, what are your favorites and why? Well, I've played quite a few. I really like fighting games. I like competitive games in general because I like to play with other people. But, let's see, Soul Calibur 6 is really fucking good. I like that game a lot. Yeah, fighting game. Recently, I've been playing like this anime Dark Souls Code Vein, and that's been pretty fun. Albeit, I don't have a computer that can run it very well, so lag. $2 from Mandalorian, thank you. Will you mukbang candy or something else again? I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, me and Adam were making those, like, candy videos every now and then, and at some point it just got too exhausting to find time to actually be with him and then make a video. It was a whole thing. So, at a point, no more mukbang, sorry. Why do you like superhero comics? Any particular reason? I like all comics, really. I've never really been partial to superhero comics. I mean, I like slice of life stuff. I like adventure stuff. When you get those 2-page spread and you can just see like the entire area, that's fucking great. But yeah, I like all kinds of different comics. Could you make a Dannphan character on Soul Calibur? I probably could, but would it be worth it? I don't know. The Soul Calibur customization is really, really good for 6. You can like make anything. Ever watched Dororo? Yes, I have. I actually watched the live action movie first because Adam like requested it with me. I don't know, we were just flipping through a bunch of movies and he's like, yeah, let's watch the live action Dororo movie. And then we were watching the beginning of the new Dororo and it was pretty good. The animation was pretty solid. Have you played Smash Ultimate? Haven't. No, I've only played the Melee, and I'm not very good at it either. I know I do like competitive games, but Smash is not good for my thumbs because there's so many inputs you need to do very quickly. When are we gonna see a Mari anime? Sooner than you think. Wink, wink. Hint. Where's the name Dannphan come from? I was big on Danny Phantom when I was a kid, and then I just never changed my username. I am permanently Dannphan now. That's how the cookie crumbles. Bet Dan's main on Smash Bros is Link. Ah, no. My main was always Yoshi. But like I said, I was never good with him. I was never good at Smash. It's a shame, but it's not my career anyway. I do kind of like watching Smash tournaments though. I love watching Soul Calibur 6 tournaments, especially. Mortal Kombat tournaments always manage to be really boring though. I don't know, just something about it. At least you know. Anyway, so I guess Orgasm Girl is coming out soon, huh? I was thinking maybe I'd have the new fan art live stream next week, and maybe I'd have it the day before the launch, and you know, stream before the launch, look at all the fan art, and then on the launch day stream again. I don't know who's going to be available to join me on the stream. It'd be a little bit lonely if I was there all by myself. Just like, yay, my comic launched. Ooh. Poor Dannphan. Do you think fighting games are obsolete nowadays? What? I love fighting games. I love watching tournaments. I love playing them. I hope fighting games never become obsolete, and it's gonna get so sad. Although I have seen less and less local co-op games, which is really bothersome because I like playing a lot of games with Adam, and we have to bend over backwards to find local co-op games that are good. But you know, there are definitely some out there that are decent. Thanks for making a comic called Orgasm Girl and thus letting me make all of these dirty puns. Oh yeah, feel free, by all means. That's what it's all about, really. It's about the puns. That's the real reason why I'm making it. I am the queen of dad jokes. You wouldn't think that there would be a queen of dad jokes, but it's me. That's all I am. I'm dad jokes and puns. Damn. I mean, I really have for future issues. I have constructed specific scenes just so I could make certain puns. That's how heavy I'm going. But, you know, all that stuff won't come till later. Maybe it won't come at all. I don't know. Only you guys can make it happen, really. I need to make the series a success to keep it going. What software do you use to make your digital art? And also, how long have you been drawing? I mean, I guess most of us have been drawing our whole lives, but maybe most of us haven't really gotten that serious about it until recently. I use Clip Studio. Very, very good program for comics. And I think it's just a good art program in general. I like it way better than Photoshop and other shit. I mean, what else is there besides Photoshop, actually? It's like Photoshop, GIMP. I remember GIMP. I used GIMP, and that's supposed to be the Photoshop knockoff. I didn't really like that one. No, clip art is definitely superior to GIMP. The puns are strong with this one. It's true. It is true. What do you think of cosplay and the people that do cosplay? I like seeing cosplay. It's really cool. Yeah, definitely. GIMP is freeware. They're trying. Yeah, that's why I got GIMP, because it was free. But at the end of the day, I prefer just paying $25 and getting Clip Studio, because, you know, that's how much it was. It was $25 on sale, and that's really not that much money, but also it's amazing. It's an amazing program. It has so much material, so much assets you can use. Assets. But it's a good program. Yeah, Clip Studio greater than Photoshop. Very true. Ricada uses MS Paint. What a savage. I completely forgot Microsoft Paint even existed. GIMP is free, but it didn't satisfy me. I'd rather pay for it. Exactly. That is correct. What type of accent does Dannphan have? I don't have an accent. What are you talking about? I don't know. Alright. A new guy is in the chat. Do you do a lot of research on topics of your videos? It seems to me you do a lot of assumptions. Ooh, throwing out some salt. or maybe salt is the wrong word for it. Throwing out some spice, getting spicy in the chat. No, I do research for stuff that I'm curious about, and then there are just some things where I feel a certain way. It's like the video I made about cartoons, the latest one, I guess. The one before the Keijo one, where I was asking, like, goodbye to mature cartoons. That's definitely something that I've gave my own opinion about why I think that mature cartoons are disappearing, and trends that I've seen with Cartoon Network. And then, of course, did research on other things, such as, you know, the budgets for a lot of these newer cartoons that are simplified, and comparing it to the more serious cartoons, and seeing the success with those cartoons and the lack of mature cartoons blowing up and selling toys. And I just kind of, you know, make my own opinion from there. all the different puns in the chat, of course. Have you seen the new Harley Quinn animated series? No, I have not. I've seen clips from it, and it just didn't look like something I would enjoy. Honestly, ever since the first trailer came out, I knew it was probably something I wouldn't enjoy. It's a lot of random questions. Have you seen Watership Down? No, I have not. Mature cartoons disappearing, but tits and ass floods anime. Yes! Literally, I made a video, family-friendly video, about mature cartoons slowly dwindling away. And then the very next video I make, it's about a tits and ass anime. Literally, Keijo. The anime that was made on the foundation of tits and ass. Brilliant. Isn't it brilliant? I timed these out so perfectly. No, it was totally random. I just felt like talking about Keijo, honestly, because I just enjoyed it. Will Old Girl be up for sale until... Oh! $20 donation from Greg. The Harley Quinn show is pretty clever. You should try it. Also, have you read Johnny the Homicidal Maniac? If so, thoughts? No, I have not. That's another one I have not seen or heard of, honestly. Is that on a streaming service or something? That sounds like... Something about that title sounds like it would be on a streaming service, like Netflix or something. Anyway. Thanks for the donation. Trying to like keep up with some of these chat comments, but they go by pretty quick, and some of them are being held for review. When was the last time? She's not answering me my questions. I can't even find your questions, man. I can't find anything. Friend in art class drew Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. That was in 2003, so it's not new. Oh, I just assumed that it was a new show. Oh, actually, it says read Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, so I think he meant like, yeah, it's a comic. Okay. No, I just never heard of it, I guess. I just assumed if he was mentioning it, it must have been new. Oh, it's made by the same guy who made Invader Zim. That's interesting. Yeah, I knew he did horror comics or horror stuff before he moved on to Nickelodeon. Weird transition to make, right? Invader Zim reboot was actually satisfying? It was. It was actually a pretty decent movie. Although, you know, animation needed maybe like a few more bucks thrown in there to make it flow a little nicer. Some scenes were a little bit choppy, but the guest animators did really good for that anime. The anime scenes were so great. I loved that guest animator. Alright. It was a horror comic born out of the LOL random goth phase. I did not know that was a thing. LOL random had a goth phase? Oh man. What exactly do you mean by a mature cartoon? I mean like cartoons, not anime. And I mean like aimed at kids and not at adults. Just mature for kids, you know? Yeah, I guess there has been quite a few weird messages throwing in here. I don't know why though. I guess people just felt like being weird tonight. So, will O-Girl be up for sale in EU? No. It's just staying here in the US for the most part. And the idea is that people who are not able to get it shipped to them, they can buy the digital version. So people who are overseas. And yeah, I felt like I should have done worldwide shipping, but you know, Josh and I were originally going to work on this comic, and he was just like, no, don't worry about international shipping. This is your first campaign. You should keep it simple. So that's the plan, and I'm just gonna go on with that and see how it works out, you know? Might bite me in the ass, but alright. I think the chat is getting a little bit crazy, so maybe it's about that time of the stream where I should start ignoring them. I mean, I guess you can't, there's probably a delay, so you can't see the messages that I'm seeing, but yeah, it's a little bit crazy every now and then. Alright, what else did I want to talk about? You have any advice on story writing? You know, I've considered making videos about, like, giving advice for writing. I don't know if I'm that qualified for giving advice. I've written a lot, but, you know, you don't really know if you're a good writer. It's very objective whether or not what you've written is good. Or for the most part, I guess. Subjective, not objective. That's the opposite. But yeah, I do have certain advice for certain things, and I've considered making videos about it, but I don't know how much people would really be interested in that. I think usually through my reviews, I do my best to give as much advice as I can and, like, point out things that are a no-no and point out things that are good, and give somebody ideas on how they can take this and improve it for the next issue. Oh, thank you for the $1.99 donations, Shadow Hawk. Hey, wish you luck of the release. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You watch ReZero? I have. Not all of it, but it's like the story of everything. Everyone asks me, have you watched this? Have you watched that? And sometimes I have, but I've only watched one episode or two episodes, and I'm like, I don't know anything about it, but I have watched it before. Do Orgasm Girl's powers work on herself? They do not. Not hers specifically. Because she has to touch a man to actually activate it. It's like an invisible bomb. Stream's getting weird all on its own. I don't even need the chat to make this stream weird. I can do it all by myself. Well, to be fair, I started off very hyper and excited to do the stream. Then YouTube pissed me off, and then my brain just kind of went into this other state of mind. Does some girl have a battle cry or something? Oh, that would be funny. That would definitely be funny. But as of now, no. What kind of tablet stylus do you use? I'm looking for some recommendations. I use the Huion, Huion. I think that's pretty good. I haven't had any troubles with it yet. Originally, I had a Wacom that a friend actually gave to me, and it didn't last very long. Yeah, I mean, it lasted for a fair amount of time, but eventually I just had to go out and just buy my own. You made it weird when you wrote Orgasm Girl. We just came to party. Yeah, I guess. You know, I had so many different comic ideas. I had so many different ones. And then me and Josh decided, hey, let's do a comic together. And I showed him all of my comic ideas, and he's like, I want that one. And I'm like, are you sure about that? I was just going to make that a funny little webcomic on the side. And he's like, no, I want that one. So Josh is gone, but I'm still doing that one. Still doing Orgasm Girl. No, it's still funny. I mean, I still like it, but I can definitely understand why people would be turned off by the idea itself. It's very difficult, you know. You hit a very niche market, and then you have a bunch of weirdos who latch onto it as well. O-Girl is a very intriguing concept. You can't help but start doing your own world building for it. Imagine if Orgasm Girl just dropped out of nowhere and just decided to randomly touch everybody. What if O-Girl had a rival that was literally like a Disney princess, and instead of orgasms, she has the power to make people fall in love? It would be cute. That does sound kind of cute. And a lot more innocent than the villains that I actually had planned for this series. Oh man. Weirdo here. Brian Lee. Orgasm Girl has been so much fun to work on. Well, glad you're having fun. Let's all just have fun. Life is fun if you make it fun. Just wondering how much for a physical copy. I mean, I'm still looking over the tiers right now because I'm trying to officially decide on something. I'm gonna have separate tiers for like just getting the comic and then getting a signed comic and then a little something extra like stickers. And at some point, I guess I have to decide on what the different price should be for like a normal just comic and a signed comic. How much is my signature really worth? Plus stickers, you know? Have you had any fan art yet? Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I'm actually shocked by how quickly the fan art came in of Amari. I guess I was expecting some fan art, considering that I have those fan art live streams to help shout out artists, but I wasn't expecting them that quickly. It made me feel good. Where would be the best place to send you fan art? You can send it over to me, at me on Twitter, DM me on Twitter, or, you know, just email it to me if you don't want to be on Twitter. I would not blame you if you did not want to be on Twitter. What about a plus candle package? Send a candle with the comic? I'm just passing by. You are cute and your animation comic way of thinking are interesting. Have a nice day. Oh, thank you. Don't you love it when people just stop by to give you a nice comment? Isn't that nice? And another tier that I was thinking of having, well, originally, like Josh was saying, oh, I should make a bunch of original art and then we sell the original off as like a big top tier, like $200, and I'll make some original inks that we can just throw in a package for somebody, and you know, the idea will be that'll help get the goal up, but also some special somebody will get some beautiful piece of artwork. So that's cool and all. Although I know that he hasn't really started on it. So I'm thinking maybe for launch, I should start drawing my own original art instead. And like put that up as a big tier, not $200. I don't think my art is that fantastic. but maybe like a $100 tier, you get some original art that I can draw up. I drew up like this one side-by-side of Amari and the villain that she faces in the first issue. But I don't know if I really like it so far. I'll have to do some more edits. Would you ever do an Amari cosplay? No, I don't. Why are people saying that? It's brown long hair versus a redhead with short shoulder length hair and a fucking headband. My God, why do people like to ask questions in all caps? Do they think that? Because even explanation points. Hey Trish, how bad is your eyesight without your corrective? Bad. I have very bad eyesight. How does someone answer that question satisfyingly? You want me to, like, give you a number? Just whip out my last prescription and read it to you? Your other live stream is still registering as waiting? I don't get that, man. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with YouTube. They try to, like, add these new features, but then they don't finish them. They're just incomplete features. So, of course, I have to go back on fucking Classic Studio, Classic Dashboard, whatever they call it, and do the live stream off there, because new YouTube doesn't work. And you can quote me. How old are you? I'm 22. Going on 23. First manga I read? Ooh, I think it was Time Guardian, maybe. I remember they had manga in the middle school I went to. And I remember I read the first Time Guardian, I bought the second Time Guardian. After that, I think I read Plus Anima. And there were a few others, I'm sure. But I specifically remember those two out of all the ones that I read in the library. 2 people asking about games after, like, I got done talking about games like 20 minutes ago. People are just like girls talking about games, I guess. Just started One Piece last night. When does it really get good? One Piece is fucking crazy. Like, you need to commit and put up with a lot of bullshit. But, I mean, the world building, the different islands that they go to, I think are really cool, and how they have their own different cultures. Like, that's all cool. And I guess the story itself, it's very, very big and interesting how all these different stories weave into each other. But, you know, it is very long, and it does have a lot of empty space, and there are a couple of arcs that isn't really that great. Some arcs are really, really good, but it's so slow. That's the worst part about One Piece, is how slow it is. Yeah, One Piece takes dedication, exactly. It's very slow. It's hard to get started on it because of how slow it is. Like, the only reason why it's 986 chapters long is because it takes a long time for shit to happen. That's why. I mean, I guess it is like it's like I said, a very big story with a lot of different mini stories that weave into each other. But it's also just takes a while. No, but it's good. It's good, you know. Who do you think Luffy should end up with? I don't know if really the writer has plans for Luffy to end up with anyone. It kind of sounds like he's just supposed to be forever alone. Most theories are that Luffy's gonna die at the end, and I don't know. Similar to what you got? I don't know, man. Josh said that he was the Josh who was originally working on the project said that he still wanted to do the cover even though he wasn't gonna do the interior art anymore. So, I'll see how that works out. I mean, I already have the cover designed. It just hasn't been done yet. Luffy ends up with his only love, meat. Yes, exactly. Oh, thank you for the $20 donation, Garza. Armando Garza. That's a cool name. Step on me, senpai. Sure. Sure thing. Okay. Alright. Get Josh Howard to do all the art. No, I like the interior artist right now. I like Sanity. He's really good. And he's one of those artists that I can usually depend on. Like, whatever I tell him to draw, I can usually depend on him to just make it good, no matter what. So, he's very talented and very modest, and I like both of those things. Can Orgasm Girl have sexual related side characters? Oh, certainly. Oh, yeah, we're just getting started. You see, I know I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again since we're on the subject. I had to make a big decision when it came to writing the first issue of Orgasm Girl. You know, Josh said he didn't want to do a big book. Oop, are we losing the stream? Okay, I think we're fine. Josh said he didn't want to do a big book. He wanted to do a 22 issue specifically. So I was like, okay, I'll have to come up with a full story for a 22 issue that can prologue into the Orgasm Girl series. And I had considered just throwing you in the middle of the series and, you know, throwing you to all of the good stuff. But at the end of the day, I thought it would be a lot better if we were focused on Amari, saw her backstory, saw her come into being the hero that she will be for the rest of the issues. So in order to make that the first issue, make that the intro into the series, I had to cut a few things that I had originally planned and instead throw that for the second issue of the series, assuming, you know, that we get that second issue. But yeah, like I said, it's more like an intro into the series. It is its own story, because I like it when, even though you have an issue 1, I think your boy Zach said something like, oh, well, issue 3 or issue 5 is the real first issue, or about this other series. But I think, and that's a problem that that's a problem that I think a lot of other comics have, that they start off too slow. They don't have a full story in the first issue because it's all set up, and sometimes it's just boring when it's all set up. You know, you can set things up while also telling another story. So that's what I did with issue 1. I tell its own story, and I also set up. Yeah. We have collaborations for guest characters? You mean like fan-made characters? I don't know. I have some school assignments to catch up on. No, sorry to hear that. How did you pick your project partner? When I tried to do a comic, I ended up doing all of the story and paneling, and then the artist became a prima donna, and it just became too much. Working with people is super, super hard. I mean, yeah, one of the things with Josh, I talked to him like about wanting to actually like push myself to be more of a comic creator, and how I wanted to work with someone else on a comic project, and he also was interested at the time in doing a comic project. And as it turned out, he didn't have as much time as he thought he did to actually do a comic project, so he had to drop out. But, you know, I already had announced the project, and I had already had all these people signing up for their mailing list by the time he decided he couldn't do it anymore. So I had to kind of scramble and find a new artist. But, you know, that's basically my rule for most things. If I've already announced it, if I've already promised to have this comic for people to read, then I gotta follow through on it. You know? So you scramble, you do what you need to do to get this thing figured out, you know? Would you ever do a crossover issue? Yeah. If I could, sure, why not? Who will be our arch nemesis, Chastity, or something? What? You guys, you're silly. I mean, most of you already know, like, what they're fighting against in the first issue. So, it's not that direction that we're going towards. Will you add characters just to sell merch of that character? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go full merch planning out just yet. I don't even know if this is going to be a success, you know? Like I said, it's a risky thing. It's a risky thing trying to start up a comic about this. But yeah, I would make merch for it. If people were interested in like buying merch, sure. I could design a few things. Hire some people to do some art, you know? I always love giving artists money. And having a snazzy new art piece. What's the topic for the day's live stream? The topic is it's another Dannphan live stream. It's just a new live stream. No topic. We're just chilling. Will there be a moral to the story, like 80s He-Man? Maybe. I mean, I guess unintentionally, even if I'm not trying to put a moral into my stories, sometimes I still have like a moral in the background. Because I like to redeem characters. You know, I like to end on happy notes. I hate it when I read something that just ends on this sad, depressing, ooh, my life sucks, you know, type thing. And, you know, the way to have that happy ending is to help redeem the character and put them through the story, make them come out of it a better person, you know? So I guess there is kind of like some morals in the background, even if they're unintentional. You guys ask some weird questions about this ability. But maybe. I don't know. I wasn't thinking in that direction, Jason. Moral, a big drawing on a wall. Alright. I can see that some messages are being deleted, so I guess the chat is slowly spiraling down again. It happens. It happens. I know how you guys can be. But yeah, you know. So that will come out February 4th. It'll be a Valentine's comic. It'll run for 30 days. I'm not gonna push it for very, very long, because, you know, if I can't fulfill it in 30 days, I don't think it's gonna work. I had another idea for future comics, because I'm not completely sold on Indiegogo campaigns just yet. I mean, I've enjoyed a lot of comics that I've gotten from Indiegogo campaigns, but I don't know if it's always the right place to go for comic creators to get somewhere. You know, I don't know how much of a future it'll have. I was starting to think maybe I should make up my own website where I can sell all my comics digitally first, and maybe based on demand, based on what people think is the best out of those comics, I can run campaigns specifically to print them and get them to people printed. And, you know, that'll be interesting. That sounds like an interesting idea, because people can read the comic, figure out if they like it first, and then decide whether or not they want to own it physical. In my head, it sounds like it makes sense. But I don't know. Making a website is a whole other thing. And I don't know if people want to read things digitally. So there's always some concerns. Something about my voice at night. I just start running over my own words. Yeah, I was also thinking if I did make a website, I could put up some freebies on there. There are plenty of comics that I just have lying around that, you know, people can read them for free. It's okay. Digital is becoming more popular. Yeah, I guess I'm growing a little bit on digital, but check Clownfish TV. Those guys are very experienced in webcomics and stuff. Alright. That sounds cool, I guess. I don't know if they'll give me the best advice. I'm just a little ant, so... Stop dropping the Dan hammer. As for advice. Yeah, you know, advice is good. I guess, if I'm going to do the website thing, I guess I need to, like, come up with the most dreaded thing that any person who goes independent has to come up with. The publisher name. No! The one thing I have no talent in! No, actually, originally I was thinking, oh, well, why don't I call it something edgy, like Broken Dream Comics? And I made this cool little icon that I liked. And then Adam, of course, he heard I was going to call, I told him I was going to call it Broken Dream Comics, and he's like, no. That's depressing. And you're not allowed to name your publisher that. So now I don't know what to... I have no idea what... That was it. That was my only idea. Foreplay Comics. Damn it, guys. You're no help. You're just as bad. Dannphan Publishing. That's bad. You so 2006 emo. That's why it's good. Because all my books are emo. Nah, actually, the thing behind Broken Dream Comics, I figured, well, it'll either be ironic or self-aware. Yeah, I guess it is pretty emo, but who's the artist you want to work with? I want to work with a bunch of artists. But, you know, I have a bunch of ideas. I have some finished scripts lying around. And, oh, thank you. I really like your drawings. I had a look on Instagram. Yeah, you know, it's just some stuff. Fantastic Productions. Climax Publishing. Oh, man. Oh, thank you for another $20 donation from Armando Garza. Take care, Dan. Have to get back to work. Okay. Work hard. I don't know what... have a good day at work. Dannphan Publishing. Does that sound good, though? Or does it sound very not creative? I don't know. It's difficult coming up with a name for a publisher, because most names are taken or they're the name of a superhero. Because, you know, there's like 400 mutants that all have names of everything. Five Finger Production. It's not just Oak Girl, though. I want to do other comics. I also don't know what I'm gonna do with, like, my kids' comics. Do I Do I try to do the pen name thing, or do I just throw it all up on one site? Do I have like an all ages section? I mean, is there room for an all ages section when you're publishing Orgasm Girl? You know, it's this whole mess. It's a whole mess of decisions. But I guess I'll have to figure that out. It's unique, it's your name, it's your publishing, and it's not taken. Fair enough. Unless you consider, you know, Danny Phantom references to be taken. Sticky Pages Comics, oh my god, guys. Call it Dannphan and make a logo in shape of a big fan. Throw it all on one site, really? I don't know. I guess it depends who's gonna go see the site. It's just difficult decisions, like I said. Making a website is always a pain in the butt, too. But I do have people I know who could help me make the website. Fine line publishing, because there's a fine line between your mature and youth-oriented content. Oh, there you go, there you go. Fine line publishing. There's a fine line. That sounds like something I would say. Dannphan and Danny Phantom, I'm quoting life. Oh man. Bloody Storm Comics. Jeez. That sounds quite extreme. You are doing promotions so the site can work. It's fine to doubt. Well, thank you. You know, I did have a website before that I made for my first webcomic. And, you know, that was a complete waste of money. But also the webcomic wasn't that good. So maybe if I just had good stuff, maybe that would help with my next website, you know? Oh, just discovered your channel, loving your content. Thank you, and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. There's a song about two things. There's a fine line between. I can't believe I never connected Danny Phantom. Phantom Reductions, I think that's, yeah, Phantom Comics is definitely taken. Will you do your ironic chin scratch for the stream? I think I've already done that this stream. I think I do that in 90% of my videos, actually. Is an acronym for a comic label good? Only if it sounds good as a word. That's what I would say. A publishing name should be something like Paramount or Universal or Columbia, something timeless. Interesting. Interesting. Go website, Facebook, and Twitter route with a good knowledge of copyright and editing. It will eat a lot of your life if you do it wrong. Well, fuck me, I guess. My friend would love to have a brand called Dick Joke Comics. Perfect. Fantasy Productions. I think that's taken to fantasy comics. What's that thing in the corner? Another sword? Some kind of hockey stick? What? You mean the naginata or the katana over here? That's a naginata. That's a katana. It's so funny. I guess you can't see it that well in the background, but I saw a comment in one of my videos and they were like, why do you have a naginata in the background? And I was blown away. I was like, how the fuck did they see that? It's literally like slid into a corner by the bookshelf. Zawardo Publishing. Oh no. Whatever you decide on the name, it'll be good. Well, I hope so. Apparently my first name was terrible. because it was too depressing, too edgy, too emo. Although my personality is fairly emo. Just gotta be honest with you guys. Start small and build your brand. Quality, not quantity. That's how you gotta do it. No, explain that crown of flowers hanging up. It's a wreath that my mom has. You know, this is actually the guest bedroom. This is where I stream in the guest bedroom. Although we have 2 guest bedrooms, so it makes no sense to make this also a guest bedroom. But oh well. Use an assumed name for adult work to separate the stuff. I mean, I think it's a bit too late. I've already been announcing it and talking about it on my YouTube. Did a weapon demonstration. Yeah, yes. So fun. Sugar Studios. That sounds like it's taken, but I don't actually know. Spicy comic books. More fun comic. Steel Wreath Publishing House. That your parents' permission, just do it. Hell yeah. Just, you know, originally we were saying that this would be my room, so that I could do my videos in my own room and I could set it up however I wanted it. But instead, I got the room upstairs that has a giant window with no curtains and no lock on the door. So I got the only room in the entire house with no privacy whatsoever. Yay! I should have had this room. It's such bullshit. Spare bedroom productions. Now you're thinking. Yeah. What words or phrases do you like? I don't know, man. I guess something that people don't say very often. No lock on the doors, you're asking for trouble. Yeah, right. Yeah. My parents don't understand the concept of knocking, waiting for an answer, and then opening the door. You know, my mom, I finally convinced her to knock on the door before opening it, but now she knocks and opens it at the same time, so it doesn't really solve anything. Punched Drywall Studios. You're thinking the right path. We're going on the right path, I feel like. Why use a lock when you can use a... Gotcha. The knock open technique, classic mom move. It's very true. It's very true. Is there a way to become a mod, or do you have to become a close friend? I mean, it's a lot easier to trust people who I actually know on a personal level. I have like three or four mods, just like they're not always around, so you know. Yep. I mean, really, she's just gotta learn proper knocking technique, or I just need to get changed in my closet, you know. Either way. It's the worst question you asked. I'm sorry, man. These questions, they go by quick. I look away, I look back at it, and there's a whole new page of things that are written on here. I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but asserting my authority as your parent by coming in anyways. Yeah. Good Fairly Odd Parents. That was a good Fairly Odd Parents. Remember when Fairly Odd Parents was good? That was a long time ago. You still read One Piece? I have actually been out of the loop of One Piece for a while now. I should get back into it. Bust through those chapters that I've just been missing out. You know, it's just been a really busy time. And I started getting, like, stressed with keeping up with something. Which I guess is kind of silly, but... You look away for a split second, you missed my question. Nothing against you. Okay. Remember when Butch Hartman was saying, yeah, knock first comics. Oh, jeez. Best tip for story writing and structure? It seems a bit vague. I guess one of the best things that you can do for, like, making sure your story is structured so that it makes sense is writing out an outline and seeing it all, like, on one page, seeing how it all connects and making sure that you know, the pacing feels fine from one scene to the next, everything transitions fine, details make sense and connect. Foreshadowing is very good when it comes to story structure, because foreshadowing helps everything feel like it's worth reading. You know, if you mention one thing at the beginning of a comic and it comes into play later, it feels good, I think, for a lot of readers. Read Berserk? No, I don't read Berserk. Eventually, that's like on the list of things that I have to look into. Randomly came across this live stream. I don't know why. I don't know why people are coming in the live stream and they're like, why is YouTube recommending this to me? I'm so sorry. I don't know why YouTube does that. But right now we're just having a chill live stream. Usually this channel talks about, like, anime, cartoons, comic books, all the good entertainment stuff, you know. Caught by Mom Productions. Jeez. We're going a few steps back at this point, I think. Oh, man. Sorry, I missed one over here. What other characters besides Oh Girl will you be doing, including the child-friendly characters under the whole umbrella? Well, like I said, I made this entire different comic book while, like, this whole thing was going on for a while. While this whole campaign was being figured out. And it's child-friendly comic, so I don't know what to do with it. But it's really good. I like it. I like it, and the people that I've given it to read also say, yes, this is solid. Kids would fucking love it. I'm sure of it. It's classic, like, Nickelodeon style cartoon. It's perfect in every way. And then I had this other idea for a kid's comic, but I feel like the other idea works only good as a graphic novel. You doing it right there? You keep tugging your hair? I don't know, man. Everyone who's nervous will play with their hair. It's got very long, playable hair. It's what it's there for. Trish will never get to watching the original Thundercats. I already watched the first episode. And then I watched the 2011 version. And I have a hot take. Guys. The original is better. I mean, the 2011 version, it has better designs. It looks really nice. But, I don't know, just something about the pacing felt pretty off. Pretty off with that first episode. Comparing both the first episodes, I enjoyed the 80s Thundercats better, actually. It's definitely different. 2011 version is definitely very different. But, you know, they're both good. But, I don't know. I just enjoyed the 80s version better. The animation of the original cannot be topped. I mean, the animation of the 2011 version was good too. It's just the pacing and some of the writing was a little bit awkward in the 2011. But you know, I guess the same thing can kind of be said of the 80s. You know, some of the writing was awkward, but I'm willing to forgive that because it's the 80s and there's like this entire different style of speaking back then, you know, different voice acting styles. You know how it is. What kind of music do you listen to? Definitely a lot of different music, different genres, but mostly emo music. Like I said, I'm secretly an emo girl. I'm going to make a comic book, and I don't know how to start the story. Any advice? Well, usually you want to start the story where it'll be the most interesting. People like to start the story when in a linear way a lot. I'm sorry. I know the stream like clanked out for a second there. I was just saying, you know, people like to start the story in a linear way for novels. You know, at the start of where the character is starting off, you'll learn about the character first and then pick it up. But usually with comics, you want to start with something that's visually interesting and basically do like a 3-4 page rule. If within the 4 pages, if somebody reads it and they're not interested enough to read more, you probably need to do some editing or maybe just start at a different spot in the story. Woo! Anyway, I guess that's kind of, you know, vague advice, but I don't know, I'm on a stream, I'm caught off guard. I could probably come up with something more, what's the word I'm looking for? More analytical, more deep, if I were to, like, actually think on it more. Never seen the original She-Ra or He-Man, but I like the reboots of both of them. I saw the original She-Ra. It wasn't that bad. Actually, Ishkra saw it with me. Well, not like in the same room, just at the same time. It's good. You know. Definitely when you compare the She-Ra and He-Man originals with the original Thundercats, it's like night and day. The original Thundercats, the animation was so good. It was bizarrely good, because you wouldn't think animation in the 80s would ever be good, considering how much people are always dunking on 80s shows and how bad their animation were. But, I mean, Thundercats 80s animation was fucking awesome, man. Your green screen is amazing. It looks like an actual room. Oh god, I wish. I wish I was in an actual room. Akira was 80s? I haven't actually seen Akira. I've seen pages of the manga. I haven't seen the anime. The animation of the original Thundercats was so good it probably bankrupted the show. Yeah, well, I hear, like, animators from the original Thundercats went on to work for Ghibli, so they were just, like, talented people who were very motivated. You know? It's one of those things, I guess. Although most anime usually looks really good. For, like, the budget that they're working with, most anime looks pretty good. I just wish, like, you know, animators had more bang for their buck and weren't overworked so often as they are. Anyway, Nokia is my second favorite Disney movie. That's a very specific thing to say. Your second favorite Disney movie. No, I love Pinocchio. It's probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. I feel so bad that like Pinocchio is noted for one of Disney's biggest failures. It's so sad. He put so much money into making the animation perfect for that movie, and then it only made back like half of what it took to make it. But it is a masterpiece, genuinely. New live action Pinocchio trailer just dropped. That's a joke, right? I think that's a joke. Have you seen the Netflix She-Ra? I did. I saw a few episodes. I'm not caught up on it. I don't watch the entire thing. Netflix She-Ra. They got some issues with the designs and animation, but I guess there are quite a few shows that also have those same issues. Ooh. It's, it didn't really, it wasn't super bad, but, Brie Larson is paying Pinocchio. Jeez. No joke. They already had a Pinocchio live action movie. They're just gonna make more? Sick of those fucking reboots, man. I don't want any of them. Pinocchio is good, honestly. Scared the shit out of me. Oh yeah, exactly, man. But that's, that's also part of why it's good, because it's just like, it touches upon every emotion. A lot of kids are so scared at the fucking donkey scene. It's so good, though. It's like, as an adult, you can almost kind of appreciate the horror, the fact that they're willing to, be willing to scare some kids. Will you do an animation documentary or series covering different genres and eras? I don't know, man. Those videos, I know the type of videos you're talking about. I've seen other people make them, but those videos take a long time. And after like a boatload of editing, they turn out to be 45, 50 minutes, and then people don't want to watch them because they're like, it's too long, But I don't know, man. I've made a few 45-minute videos, but I thought they were good. And they took a while, though. And I don't think people were really sold on them. Anyway. I guess I'll be ending the stream soon. We've gone on about an hour and 32 minutes, and the stream only almost crashed like 4 times. That's not too bad. For YouTube, that's not too bad. Yeah, have I mentioned that something about streaming on YouTube causes like all these crashes? That's why I got the DLive account on the side. Because, I just need a streaming site that won't mess up. But it's okay. If it helps me reach out to you guys, I don't mind streaming on YouTube. Just waiting for the final manga, Alita Last Order. Man, I hope we get more Alita movies. Before you go, please try to watch Gorgonauts animation. Sure thing. I will copy this, because I know I'll forget how to spell that later, and I will paste it into YouTube and see what I come up with. Man, I said I was gonna go, but now I'm reading all these chat comments. Alright, final goodbyes, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in and spending some time with me. New video coming up tomorrow, I'm sure. And I will definitely see you guys another time. More live streams. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna make comics together. I got all sorts of future plans. Got high hopes for a living. I'll see you guys next time. Good night.